I was told you could do a countdown on this thing. I think we're live. We're live. All right. Hey, we're live. This is fun for me.
This is so fucking stupid. I'm actually kind of surprised. I held that face for longer than 18 seconds because I mean I had it going for like a good 20 before we went live.
I know. We were building up.
What's new with you guys?
Not shit. I don't know. What's the funny
I'm
stuff?
still trying to get over last week.
No. Yeah. Last week
Yeah.
sucked. I was at the game. It wasn't fun. Seems like a
Okay,
year
York,
ago.
baby.
Yeah, go Guardians.
Yeah, go Guardians.
Yeah. Did anybody get to see the game, watch the game yesterday?
I did, yeah. I watched it yesterday.
I got to watch the last couple innings, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, I was literally in my living room when Jose Ramirez got up, just going, Jose, bucket, and it worked, man. It worked. He heard me. I think.
Now you have to do that all the time.
Yeah, I don't mind. It's a cool chant.
Oh, here's Pete. Here's Pete talking shit again.
Pete right here?
Yeah, Pete's in, man. He's a big fan.
Pete is bored today. I'll tell you that.
I tell you, it must be, but
he was trolling my other Facebook post today too.
That's hilarious.
While he's here, we need to lock up our dates for that Pittsburgh game.
Oh, he's on the bike exercising. Everybody get a good picture of that in your head.
Good for you, Pete.
Yeah, good
Stay
job.
active.
Pete.
I'm happy for you.
He he was talking shit about Kevin Bain on my Facebook post.
He must be riding that bike with no hands.
You know what? I bet he's doing talk to type. That's why we can never understand him.
Look, Siri wouldn't be able to get it either. Siri would be like, "I'm sorry, you're gonna have to slow down and repeat that."
Yeah, for sure. That's what's happening.
So Pete's exercising, the model of health over there.
Yeah.
So, he actually suggested to me that I should stop drinking. And for the past 15 days, I have been doing that.
Good for you.
Yeah, I know. I think it just makes me a little bit of a shittier person because I have to tell everybody now that I've not been drinking for 15 days. So
yeah,
it's pretty shitty, but yeah. So I'm trying to follow Pete's exemplary modeled life to go after. That's what I'm doing.
I don't see that happening anytime soon. You're not gonna be as cool as Pete, man.
Never. I'll never be as cool as Pete. That'll never happen. So
yeah.
Is he giving Kevin Bain happy sweetest day? That's nice.
Yeah,
that's very nice of him.
He's so good.
It'd be funny that weekend that we gambled on with him, where it would be kind of funny if instead of John, like he featured Kevin Bain instead.
I think this is I think this is a one-way thing. I don't think he ever acknowledged the fact that he was booking us. I don't know. Unless Dan wants to give up his headlining weekend.
No. That ain't happening. Love you guys, but not that much.
Oh man.
Yeah, well, we could bet him now because now he says the Browns are going to lose, and he called it. Called by how much? 2 points. So
all right. That's cool.
I say now we get our date.
No, to be fair, with my score, the Browns should win by at least 9 points, but Cade York's going to miss 2 field goals.
2 field goals. Oh man.
He's going to miss 2
remember
field goals.
back when people liked him?
But he's going to miss one from 25 yards. He's going to miss one by 42 yards. But the one that he hits, it's going to be like a 73-yarder right through the uprights, no doubt about it type of kick.
He's only missed what, 1 field goal?
He missed two
No,
last
he's
game.
two.
Oh, those are the only 2 he's missed so far this year.
Yeah,
No,
but they
he missed a
both
couple.
cost a game.
Both in the same game. No, he missed extra points before
Extra
that.
points. I'm sorry, you're right.
Yeah.
I feel like that's worse. You should not be missing extra points.
I know. I feel like I should be able to get an extra point. Although that'd be a good thing to do. You think who here thinks they could actually kick a fucking extra point?
Not me.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I could not kick an extra point.
I'm pretty sure
I could.
What?
Really?
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
Dude, we're doing this. This shit's happening.
Yeah. I was pretty good at soccer when I was a kid.
All right, we're gonna go to the St. Vincent St. Mary. We're gonna go to their football field.
What? Why would we?
We're gonna do.
Will they let us do that?
No, of course not. That's why you got to go at like 9 o'clock at
we
night.
have to do it really quick.
Yeah,
or run out there.
Or we could just do it in Cuyahoga Falls where nobody would give a shit. And the practice.
I'm in. When are we doing this?
The practice field is open to the public. Whenever. I don't give a shit. I'm pretty sure I can kick an extra point. We'll get it there.
All right. So are you going to kick an extra point with one of us holding it? Or are you going to have to get one of those stands?
I think the stand would be safer and, takes less variability.
Yeah.
We're not going to have any of that laces out situation afterwards.
And either way, we'd have to at least have a block. I'm not kicking it from the ground. I mean, they don't kick it from the ground.
You want a block too?
No, I'm saying like if I were to have one of you guys hold it, we would need the block. Like I'm not kicking.
Yeah, I don't want you kicking me. I think
I'm not kicking off of the ground. They don't kick off the ground in an NFL game. I mean, it's.
Wait a minute. I think they do, don't they? I
No,
mean, when they snap the ball back, they put it down. They don't put it on a block.
Really?
Yeah.
It's on the ground.
I'm pretty sure they have a block that they put it on.
I'm pretty sure they don't have a block.
All right, let's
check. Let's go to the net. Let's go to that. Look at both of you, fucking Googling shit right away.
Yeah, dude, I'm pretty sure. They use it.
I don't know. They put it on the ground. Don't you remember Ace Ventura? Man, laces out, Dan.
Can you use a kicking block in the NFL?
Actually,
hold on. No, at college and professional levels, place kickers must kick off the ground.
Right. They can use a tee for kickoffs.
Yes.
They can use a block for kickoffs, but for for field goals and extra points, that's all off the ground.
All right. Well, I'm not a fucking NFL kicker. All right. I didn't say I could make an NFL.
Hold on.
I'll give you a block.
You were pretty confident in saying you can do an extra point.
Yeah, I can. If one of you fuckers holds it right, laces out, motherfucker.
All right, tell you what.
I want to do that. And we have to film it.
We'll let you use a block.
You know what? Hey, look, we're going to go down. We're going down to the tailgate tomorrow morning. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sure someone down there will have a football.
Dude, we can't. I'm not kicking a field goal in the parking lot because one way.
You can't because you won't, or you can't because you can't?
No, I can't because it's not a good idea. Because one way.
Well, that's probably true.
There's a bunch of cars. There's a highway. And on the other side is an airport, and I don't want to hit one of those planes as they're taking off.
Ooh, I like that. That is fucking.
Don't give me that bullshit. That's
I don't want to hit a plane.
That's an airport for the richest in Cleveland and the people coming through Cleveland who happen to be rich. Ain't nobody taking off in an airplane anytime soon there.
I just like that. I don't want to hit a plane.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love that confidence.
That's a big worry, right? If you hit
I could hit a plane, is all I'm saying. Don't doubt my plane kicking abilities.
Oh my God, that's so funny. hitting a plane. We
if we do this at the tailgate, I'm going to go ahead and tell people right now, if you're tailgating at the Browns game on Sunday, and especially in Burke Lakefront Airport, do not fly drones around because they might get kicked down by my amazing kick. So.
Oh my God. Hey, look, before you leave tomorrow, could you swing by Goodyear and warn the blimp crew?
Yeah, for sure. We need to do that. That's
there's
sure.
one other thing we need here. We need to actually test your kicking skills one day. And you will compete against Daniel P. Myers.
I'll kick him off the stage.
Well, no, we're not. You're not going to aim for him. He's going to kick too.
I don't know. I think a kicking duel, right? They face each other from like 10 yards away. Or no, we start at like 25 yards away, and they have to kick the ball at each other, right? And then if they both miss, we move them a little closer.
I feel we need to get more comedians on this. We get Bob McClure. Let's get Tim Wolf.
What was that? Did we skip there? Did you guys skip out for a second?
We did, yeah.
Okay. Did we?
All right.
Oh my God, what did we miss?
I started naming off comedians that we need to also enter in this contest. I have no idea that this exists, but
I said that
I am Chad.
I said I said that someone should bring a tape measure to the Cleveland Comedy Festival, and let's do this. I'm down. You can measure off how far apart we're standing. Yeah, the main room at the Odeon's big. They don't have shows going on there all week. We can do a kickoff and field goal.
You know what? That's not the worst idea you've ever had.
Well, I don't know, man.
I'm not sure if Kyle would think it was a great idea.
Is the ceiling of the Odeon anything lower than like what a plane could go? Because I mean, it could be dangerous. You're kicking into the ceiling.
Probably a good idea. I don't want to damage any of their lighting.
I don't need you to blow anything. They don't have to replace a roof, if the football goes through it.
Yeah, I don't want to have to do roof repair in the flats. Yeah, parking's $20 down there, so roof repair's got to be outrageous,
This is actually a pretty good idea. I can't wait to see you try it. Where can we find a place that has like a field goal?
Cuyahoga Falls High School.
Okay.
It's open. The practice field's open to the public. It's like
Is it?
Yeah, it's just to the side of the football field.
Do you have a football?
I mean, I can get one. We can go break in.
Nerf doesn't count.
Yeah, I know where the locker room is for the football team. We can just break into that. And take football.
We are live.
Our football's like
committing a crime.
I know where they keep their equipment. That's cool.
I know where they have the key and then some rocks, and there's a window or two.
But I don't think there's a camera for the. I don't think there's a camera for the storage shed that's like right next to the practice football field. I don't think they have.
Look, you don't want to have to replace their football. I mean, because it could be when you kick it, it could be gone. We don't know where it's going to go.
Then it's gone. They don't have any cameras, so we're good.
Can you get a hold of Daniel P. Myers? Can we do this week?
I'm pretty busy this week, but I'm busy kicking field goals all over the place.
We can have Brandon be the commentator.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah, Scott, you and Brandon be the commentators. He'll be play-by-play. You be color. Okay, I'll be the referee.
Are we going to have can we have a center?
We'll have Daniel P. Myers, Bob McClure, Tim Wolf, Jason Moliterno, and I am Chad. That's who you're competing with. It's tournament. It's round robin elimination.
Who? Wait, what? When did this turn into a tournament? This is
since you wanted to do it at the Cleveland Comedy Festival.
This started from can you kick a extra point to we're gonna have a tournament.
I just like the fact that we've turned can you kick an extra point into at least 10 minutes. I mean,
if you can set up,
it's going to be amateur night rules. You each must bring 5 people.
If you can set up a tournament at the Cleveland Comedy Festival, I'll do it. If you can get
I'm working that week. I'm literally all that week. I'm out of town. So
no. boo Dan. Boo.
Yeah, boo me. Boo me. Boo the guy getting work.
Yep. Fucking kiss ass. Anyways, let's talk about football.
Deshaun Watson's back in the building. Hide your kids. Hide your wife.
That's right. He you know what? You know, they missed a real opportunity. They should have made him the NFL part of his punishment is his number should be however many lawsuits he has. It could change from week to week, you know. And another one that's
please welcome to the field. Your quarterback number 26.
27. What? Hey, coming in at halftime, number 28.
Yeah.
John Watson.
The next game, it's 34. What the hell?
It's like that.
And he has to change his practice jersey too.
Yeah.
Is this what you guys do all the time? You just steal your scripts from classic novels, you know?
Is that a classic
novel script?
That's definitely the Scarlet Letter. Yeah, that's the NFL Network.
I don't remember Ernest Hemingway talking about a football game.
That's the NFL Network version of Scarlet Letter right there.
It is.
Made for TV movie.
It would be appropriate though, you know?
Yeah.
So
like they just did I was just watching the show Atlanta, and they just had the one episode where they do reparations. The one guy's reparations, he has to wear a shirt twice a week that said "I own slaves." Yeah, just owning it. That's
that guy is that old? They make a guy that old?
No, saying that his family owned slaves, basically, is what it was. Yeah. Watch Atlanta. It's a good show.
Yeah, I've watched like the first. Is there 3 seasons?
Oh, I thought you meant you were watching a show when you were in Atlanta.
No, it's
I've never heard of it. What show is it? Atlanta?
It's a show called Atlanta. Yeah, and it's
who is it?
Donald Glover's like the main character.
Is that on Netflix or
Childish Gambino? Actually, it's on FX, but they play it on Hulu. You can catch it on Hulu.
Yeah, they have it on Hulu. Yeah, it's a great show though, and they do like most of the show is like following their story basically of his cousin, like getting bigger and bigger in rap, and but they do some episodes that are just like short films basically, and
like separate episodes in the realm of the universe of the show.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. They're pretty good. Anyways, the Browns last week, what we ended on and walked out of the stadium with was a lot of people chanting "Fire Joe Woods" again, and I don't know. I think that game was just as much on Kevin Stefanski as it was Joe Woods. Like, the decision making at the end of that game was terrible. You had at one point, I think it was in the third quarter, I looked up at the scoreboard and it said Nick Chubb 9 carries for 93 yards, and I'm like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
Why is our running back averaging 10 yards a carry? Like, run the ball more. Like, this is ridiculous. I mean, if you're the rule of thumb, I think, is if you're averaging more than 5 yards a carry, you're not running the ball enough. Like, no running backs end with like 6 yards a carry. It hardly ever happens.
Well, I think the elite players are at 5 and above, which Nick Chubb is certainly an elite player. And so this is where it gets a little weird, because I don't want to turn like Nick Chubb into like kind of like what we did with Reuben Drones, because they're two completely different athletes and they're two completely different running backs. But I remember when Reuben Drones had that one like 100-yard game and everyone thought he was going to be the savior, and then we had to watch him get the ball 30 times a game and average like 3 yards a carry, sometimes not even that. So it's if you're getting 5 yards a carry, that's something I can certainly appreciate.
Extremely good.
Yeah, but it's like, dude, I agree with you. When you look at that stat line and you're like, oh, Nick Chubb hasn't even touched the ball 10 times, he almost has 100 yards. At some point, you need to realize, hey, we need to get this guy the ball more. Okay, even if that just takes the attention off of the receivers for a minute.
Yeah.
Let it know, hey, that the run is still a serious threat. Okay.
Yeah, and to make my point even more is Nick Chubb last week went over and became the running back with the most yards per carry in NFL history, which is 5.4 yards per carry. I mean, he passed Jamal Charles, Jim Brown. It's pretty crazy. He tied Jamal Charles for the most yards ever. They both have 5.4.
He's still two women thrown out of a window short of Jim Brown, though.
Hey, you shut your mouth about Jim Brown. All right. We don't know if any of that should happen.
Oh, I know. Nobody can support Deshaun Watson, but we'll build
with a third pick
Jim Brown
of the 2015 NFL draft.
We don't know that Jim Brown did a goddamn thing wrong. You shut your mouth.
The Cleveland Browns select Greedy Williams. In 2015, 2015 NFL draft.
Listen, all these people that stopped rooting for the Browns this year could still root for the Browns, even though they knew about Jim Brown. So, stop it.
We can make fun of Jim Brown for being a terrible person.
Yeah.
He wasn't, though, because all those people were still fans of him. So, he obviously wasn't a terrible person. You know? I mean, if Deshaun Watson made him quit being a fan, but they could stomach the rest of their lives with Jim Brown, then, you know.
No, I agree. It's not a perfect world. I'm saying that as I'm wearing my Jim Brown socks.
I'm totally fucking around right now, but I do think it's ridiculous that people.
I'm thinking, I'm sitting here, I'm going, is John really taking up for like Deshaun Watson here? It seems like
first of all, that was me jokingly taking up for Jim Brown, not for Deshaun Watson.
Well,
but no, I think I thought it was ridiculous whenever people were like, with the Deshaun Watson thing, I can't be a fan of the Browns anymore. And I was like, well, you were a fan of the Browns your whole life, knowing that Jim Brown abused his wife, and it was very public, but you were okay with that. Like, you know what I mean? It's just kind of disingenuous to me. I don't know.
Well, here's where I say that, because what Deshaun Watson did was sexual assault, and what Jim Brown did to his wife is the result of her not listening the first time.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Did you do that one on Huckabee?
God.
I'm going to do that one on Hannity when I get on that show. Pick my audience.
He'll do that before you get on there. He'll do that joke.
That is funny.
I'm about to say, if I do that now, I'll get on there next week.
Yeah. All right. This has to go. It is hot. I am in an attic. I forget about that sometimes. You know.
All right. So Jadeveon Clowney out again.
Yes. Jadeveon Clowney is out, and so is Denzel Ward.
Yeah.
Who I didn't even know was hurt.
You know, I didn't think that, I mean, Jadeveon had an okay game last week. You know who didn't have an okay game is whoever is doing the clock management for this team.
Yeah, man.
Ungodly. The clock management at the end of the half. I think what it tells me is that if you can't just manage the clock, stop trying to, when you have 45 seconds left, don't pass on third down. Are you fucking, I mean, come on.
The end of the game.
Let the clock run, go to the last second, then kick a field goal, go into the fucking locker room. But no, we can't do that. We got to leave time on the clock so that we then do another kickoff so that then they can come back. And, thankfully the Chargers just took a knee and went in. I don't know why. If I was the Chargers, I'd have thrown a Hail Mary.
Yeah. Well, dude, the end of the game was the worst. I mean, you're down by what, 2? Wasn't it? We were down by 2, and you have a minute and 40 left in the game.
Yeah.
Why are you passing the ball? Run the fucking ball and kick the field goal from the 5-yard line if you have to, but run the ball.
I know.
And if you score a touchdown running the ball, at least you tried to waste some time. I'll give it to you then. Yeah. But you're fucking passing the ball? What are we doing? They've been running all over you the whole second half. What are we doing? I don't understand. And the fact that I'm really pissed off about this team right now. And the fact that the GM of this team, I like him a lot, but didn't bring in anybody on the D line. Like what are we doing here? Our D line sucks. What's his name?
Didn't we let Ogunjobi go? I mean, geez.
Yeah,
he's lighting it up.
Perry and Winfrey, who I was really excited about, and he played really well his first game, I thought, just got blown up all day on Sunday.
I know.
It was bad. It was really bad. That and the going for it on 4th and 3 on in our own side of the field. I thought that was pretty. How are you going to go for it on 4th and 3 on your side of the field? And then when the Chargers do it later in the game, you say that it was disrespectful. What the fuck are we doing? Like, what is this?
Yeah, like Miles I don't want to say, I do appreciate that they get out there and they talk, but here this season, man, he's been bitching a lot about the fans and everything. Yeah. It always seems to be something else is upsetting him. And meanwhile, he can't take his foot off the gas to not kill himself, so that he can be a real contributor. But he's worried about what somebody else's play calling, So what if they want to go for it?
Fucking Joe Wood said the same thing. He's like, it was disrespectful and I was like, well, yeah.
Well, then you know what? You should have been so upset you went out there and won.
Yeah, or maybe stop them once so that they don't think that they can go for it on 4th and 3.
But here's the thing: can I say something about that? It
would be disrespectful. Dan, go right ahead.
If it was like middle school or high school, maybe even college, it's disrespectful. Professionals, I don't give a shit about that decorum, anything like that. You're there to win. That's what I never understood about this game either. When you're ahead, put your foot down on the gas.
Right.
Put your foot down on their neck and just finish. Exactly. Finish them off while you can, because they're still professional athletes and no lead is safe.
Exactly.
I mean, look back at the Super Bowl however many years ago, where the Patriots were down 28-3 or what was it, 24-3?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, going into halftime?
Right.
Seriously, no team is safe
against Atlanta.
Okay?
With 2:43 left.
By 10, you want to go for it? Go for it.
Dude, let me tell you this. So I was actually, my dad lives in North Carolina, and he lives about an hour and a half away from where I was staying in Raleigh. And so I went over there to visit him on the Super Bowl, but New England and Atlanta was playing, and it was 28-3 or whatever with 2:43 left. And I said to my dad, hey, it's late, man. I got to get up early in the morning. I love you. I'm going to drive about an hour and a half back to Raleigh to my hotel room. We said, I was like, this game's over. I got in the car and I listened to it, and I didn't get to see any of that comeback, but I had to hear it on the radio the entire trip back. And I left because I thought it was over. It's never over.
Never over.
Oh, I know.
Never.
It's, what are you teaching the kids? You're teaching the little boys out there, hey, no lead is safe. You need to be ruthless if you're going to play this ruthless sports. And you're teaching the little girls, listen the first time Jim Brown's going to throw you out a window. Boom! Call back.
Did you like my description for the podcast today?
What was it?
What was it?
Between Two Browns is a live Browns talk show with two unrelated guys with the last name Brown and a mediator from Louisiana.
It's pretty accurate.
Oh man.
Oh my God. That's funny.
Yeah. I got to talk about something real quick. Just something that happened, and then we'll get back to the Browns. I was about to tell you I hung out with Teddy Bruno on Thursday night.
Teddy, he's also in the game.
Free Jesus.
Yeah, and we had to call the cops on somebody.
What?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Whoa. Stop for 1 second.
Yeah.
Teddy
was there, and he wasn't the one that got the cops called on him. No, Teddy didn't call. Bob did, but this guy is a white dude. He was hammered.
And this is Thursday.
Yeah, got kicked out of Red Fox, and he tried to come over to Funny Stop with a bottle of wine, and so we kicked him out and told him he couldn't come in with the bottle. And then he started being an asshole in the hallway and started arguing with a couple comics and shit and all this shit. And Chef Tony comes out and gets him after after a half hour of this dude just being a dick, drunk dick, trying to fight everybody. And Chef Tony comes in, gets him outside, and gets him to sit on the stoop. And then he called somebody, and Tony asked him who he called because he was wondering if he called somebody to come pick him up or whatever. And this dude's like, I didn't call anybody. And Tony's like, I just saw you, not somebody, like arguing with him about it. And he's like, I didn't call anybody. He's like, but you know what's in that phone? He's like, my family kills people. And he's like, and all I have to do is pick up that phone and they'll be here in a couple minutes and they'll shoot every one of you in the face. And so Bob called the cops at that point. And
I would have been like, and hey, check out this guy's family for us. Just to be sure.
Yeah. And so
take his phone. Let's see what some of these messages look like.
And so 6 cops swooped into the Funny Stop parking lot, almost immediately. And they're talking to this guy for 20 minutes. I've never seen anything like it. This guy keeps reaching out to touch the cops and shit. And I heard the cop say 3 times, you touch any one of us again, you're going to jail. And I'm like, why haven't you taken him to jail yet? What kind of white privilege bullshit is this? And he ended up
right.
Dude,
right.
they ended up writing him a ticket for drunken disorderly and having his wife come pick him up. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Who's to say he's not going to make his wife turn around and come back here? Because they let his wife.
He's not going to beat the shit or call his family on his wife.
Yeah, so they watched him walk through the hallway of Funny Stop. They're like, we're just going to make sure he walks straight through with his wife to their car. And then they're just like, all right, guys, you have a good night, and left. And I'm like, he's not even out of the parking lot yet, and you guys are gone. What is this?
Yeah,
dude, they didn't want to do paperwork. You know what? If that had been anybody else, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to bring race into it, but if that had been anybody else, I don't think the story would have ended that way.
No, it's definitely true, man. I don't know. It's just it was just weird to me because I was like, how has this dude been arguing with the cops for 20 minutes and they've been yelling at him for 20 minutes and he's still not in the back of the car yet? And then they just let him go home. And I was like, that is the biggest bullshit I've ever seen. I don't want anybody to
he reached real quick for his phone and nobody shot him.
Yeah, I don't want anybody to go to jail for being drunk, but if you're drunk and you're threatening to kill people, you should probably go to jail. You should probably learn a lesson that night. You know what I'm saying? That's I don't know.
I don't know that guy's probably been taught that lesson once or twice previously in his life.
Yeah, his wife was acting like, oh yeah, this is not that unusual.
She was like, does he have his clothes on?
Oh, yeah,
he's not.
Because normally a wife would be either one pissed or two, one pissed at him or two pissed at the cops. Why are you trying to arrest him?
Blah, blah, I would be cheering on the cops to take out their billy club on that guy at that point.
Yeah, she was just 100.
Especially if there's 6 cop cars, that's 10 cops. Thinking that most cops do have a partner with them. I mean, that's can you see 10 cops taking out a billy club on some guy threatening to kill?
I didn't want to do it loud enough for the. I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't want to do it loud enough for the cops to hear, but I was sitting there being like, run.
Yeah,
run. I was just hoping to God he would take off.
You won't do it. You won't do it.
Then they arrest
me. Run.
Right.
Then they arrest me for disturbing the peace or some shit.
Did you not get this on film?
No.
No? Oh man.
No.
No, you can't take out your camera in that kind of situation. Then the cops would have been like, I can't do anything. Then again, they didn't do anything. So what the fuck's the problem?
You know what? You can film the cops whenever you want to. There's no law.
What I'm saying is this guy deserved to get his ass whooped. If somebody would have took out their phone, they would have been like, all right, we can't whoop his ass now.
But don't they have body cameras? I think they all have body cameras.
Yeah, they do. I should have been like, fuck him up. Fuck him up. I've been filming it. Like, yeah, dude, it was crazy though, man. I've seen like drunk assholes before trying to fight people, but I've never seen someone that drunk to where he's like threatening.
So years ago, I was at back in 2012, I was at an open mic in Lakewood, and I was outside talking to a couple comics. And to kind of give you an idea, I'm going to have to use my hands here. So like trying to find I can't do it on the screen. Oh, well. So the place we were at was a place called Sullivan's. Across the street on the same side of the street, if you're at like a 4-way intersection, next to it was a place called Trios, and across the street from there was a place called Manja's, and all three of them did open mics at that time. So we're at Sullivan's one night. This dude comes out of Trios just shit-faced, and I'm outside talking to a couple comedians, and he goes, "You guys want to see my dick?" And one of the comics was like, "Yeah." And he turns around, his dick's already out.
That's the right answer. That's the right answer. Always.
And his dick was already out, to which I responded with, "His fucking dick's out of his pants." And the other comic, one of the other comics was like, "Come closer, I can't see it." And the guy thought he was like insulting him. And he was like, "No, like I have bad eyesight." He's like, "You know what? We have a comedy open mic. Why don't you come inside?" And he was like, "No, fuck that." So he walks across the street, and he's sitting outside like on the bench across the street from Manja's. And we tell a bunch of comedians, we're like, "Yeah, this dude just took his dick out while he's walking across the stage, or while he's walking across the street." And a couple of them were like, "What, do you think he would take his dick out again?" So like this time, like a group of 10 of us go out, and the one comic yells back at him. He's like, "Show us your dick." And he goes, "You want to see my dick?" And the two people he's with are like, "No, this is enough." And he walks out into the middle.
We've seen it already.
Walks out into the middle of the street, drops his pants while all of us are chanting, "We want dick." And fucking his fucking pants are at his ankle, and it looked like a couple of like eggs in a dirty bird's nest, like with all the hair. And somebody called the police while he did this.
Ruining the fun.
Actually take a step back, before we went inside, when he was across the street at Mancha's, he started like fucking walking around with his dick out still. And I noticed that there's a stream of water coming out, and I noticed that he's peeing. And I think that's when the Mancha's person called him and was like, "Hey, someone's peeing on my building outside." I think. I don't know. Anyway, the cops show up. They talk to the guy because they didn't see anything. They couldn't get him for, indecent exposure. But because he admitted to urinating in public, they wrote him a ticket for that. And a little bit later, we all come out. He's still on the bench outside. He starts like trying to shit talk us. And he's like mad at us for like egging him on for essentially for exposing himself. And he yelled at the one comic. He was like, "You did this to me. You're the one that hurt me." He's like, "I got my self-respect. I got dignity." And the other comic was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry that I'm the one that hurt your dignity."
Right. Yeah. I wasn't the one that pulled your pants down.
I have to say that if I were there, I would not have allowed that kind of mob mentality to happen where everybody was chanting, "We want dick." That would not have.
You wouldn't have let that happen?
No, I would have been like, "Guys, this is too much.
You're all a little overexcited.
There's other people. I don't want to see this guy's dick." And
you can stay inside.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, dude, you guys do what you want to do, but
it was funny because I was talking with one of the other comics afterwards. He was like, "This is way better than like if a chick like flashed us." He was like, "If a chick flashes you, it was like you got to be careful who you tell that to." It was like women get upset. He was like, "This dude showed us his dick." He was like, "I'm going to tell my mom about this."
That's not bad. That's not a bad angle on that. That's a pretty decent angle on that. Football. Let's get back to it.
I know.
Speaking of showing your dick, Deshaun Watson's back in the facility.
Yeah.
That's another callback.
I don't want to talk about him.
What do you think about this? So look, there's people that are going to just continue to say, look, the Browns brought this on themselves. They really did. They knew this shit was going to happen. Yeah. I just think that this happened in 2020. It's not like this hasn't been in the news, and this other person just now found the courage to come forward. I mean,
yeah.
Why?
I don't know about that, but here's my thing on it is that we are going to hear so much shit constantly about it after week 12. Can we just enjoy the season without Deshaun Watson while he's not here? and then we can talk about it. And then we can talk about it all you want when he gets here.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, it's gonna be exhausting and rightfully so, like it should be. I mean, I don't know if it should be for us. We didn't do it. We didn't bring him into the team or whatever, I mean, but
right. Nobody
we're gonna have to deal with then, and I really don't. I really would just like to try to not think about it as much as possible until it happens. And I know that's shitty, but it's like I'm sick of it, and it's gonna happen either way.
Yeah, and I think that it gets me that on every broadcast they have to bring it up. They bring up a big picture of him and they list all the shit underneath it and stuff. And then they got to have, their 5 minutes on it.
What's up, Tim Folger?
Yo, Tim.
Like, okay, look, we all know, right? Pretend he doesn't exist. Everybody doesn't support him, but they give him all this fucking airtime, and it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's just let's talk about the Guardians. Can we do that?
Yes. Yes.
John. So John,
Yeah.
hold on a second. So we are going to the game tomorrow. Do we know what
Yes.
time the game is Sunday?
The game is at 1:00 on Sunday. The Guardians game?
The Guardians game.
No,
7 o'clock.
Sunday, Saturday, tonight's at 7. Sunday says to be determined.
Oh, I thought today was 7:30 and Sunday
Do
was
they
7.
have to follow the rules?
Maybe they posted
an early game on a getaway day.
No, it's it is at 7. Dan's right. So they just announced that today. Then,
okay, so it's at 7.
Yeah. What did you say about the getaway game?
So during the regular season, whenever they're traveling, the traveling team. So the last game of the series, the getaway day is generally at a 1:00 game.
Yeah, no, they don't do that for the playoffs because
it's television and revenue.
Yeah.
Yeah. We do play at 7 in New York if necessary.
Right. It's not like it's a it's a 30-minute flight, I think.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if we go back to New York, we're done.
You think?
Yeah. I think I thought from the time that we lost game 1, I was like, we're gonna have to win 3 in a row to win the series. Like you're not going back. You're not going back to New York and beating the Yankees in that game 5 situation.
I don't know, man. We've done it before.
I mean, maybe, but that team is so loaded, and with that environment in New York for a game 5, like
you know what? That environment in New York.
I understand.
In New York, they watch their left fielder bobble around the ball, not be able to get it in time because the guy they yelled racial slurs to would have gotten that ball with ease. Just pointing that out there.
Who they yell racial slurs to?
Well, Stephen Kwan.
Oh, really? I didn't hear about that.
Wasn't that why Miles Straw jumped up the?
Yeah, that's when that whole ruckus happened over there. It was early in the season, though. I mean, it was way early in the season.
They would have had someone like Stephen Kwan in their left field.
Is that why they were booing Miles Straw whenever he came with the bat?
Well, I'm sure that they boo him because they're miserable assholes who have to celebrate the Yankees.
Because they live in New York City.
Because I didn't get Bally until like 30 games left in the season, so I didn't see a lot of the Guardian season this year. But
Tim Folger says hi.
Yeah, we already talked about that.
Yeah, we said, "Yo, Tim."
Where was I?
You were right there.
You were talking, and we were like, "Hi, Tim Folger. How you doing, buddy?"
Well, I focused on myself. I'm sorry.
I don't know. Tim. So I'm not counting this team out right now. I mean, this is going to be probably their hardest series
No, I'm not either. I think we're gonna win it. Honestly, I think we're gonna win 2 in a row in Cleveland. But
you think so?
I do. I
hope you're right.
I think that crowd is gonna be crazy. There's
I
a difference.
that.
There's a difference in between the New York crowd and the Guardians crowd, and I think like the New York crowds. New York is a bigger baseball town for sure,
right?
But there's a lot of wealthy people in New York, and their tickets are super fucking expensive. So most of the real baseball fans in New York aren't going to a playoff game. Like that's just facts. But in Cleveland, it's a little different, and I think that there will be a lot of people because we are Cleveland and we are fucking crazy. There will be a lot of people that get hammered and fucked up for the Browns game all day, taking Adderall,
wander down the road to the Guardians game. In fact, I was going to ask you if you might want to try to go down and get some tickets after the game.
Dude, if we could do that, if we could do that, yeah, you pay for the Guardians tickets, I'll pay for the Browns tickets. If we can do that, dude. I'm down, dude. I've never been to a playoff game. I would go.
Let's say who's going to be paying for the beers of the Thirsty Parrot.
Yeah. But I do have to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning on Monday, so that'd be a rough fucking morning.
That would be a tough day. That'd be a long day, man.
But I'll do it, dude. I'm down. I'm down to party in Cleveland for a night and see the Browns win and see the Guardians beat the Yankees.
We might have to at least go down to a bar and watch the game.
Yeah, I'd be down for that. And I would, if we did that, I would try to sober up a little bit before I drove home for the night. But if we went to the Guardians game, I might end up calling off Monday morning. I mean, because if we go to the Guardians game, I'm getting trashed. Like that's happening because I'm gonna be yelling and screaming and.
So you've never actually been to a playoff game?
No, I've been to a Cavs playoff game. I've never been to an Indians or Guardians playoff game. Yeah,
I've been lucky enough to go to a few.
Yeah,
most of them were during the 90s, during that stretch, obviously. Yeah. But I was at the game in '96 when Albert Bell hit that grand slam in the ALDS. I still remember the fucking noise of the crowd erupting when that happened.
Yeah, the playoff game I went to was in that 2007 run. That was the one I went to.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I think it was the first series though. It wasn't.
I went to the first game against the Yankees that year. My parents went to that game, and they went to the Midgie game where the Midgies all over.
Oh, you mean last week's Browns game? Yeah, we didn't talk about that. We didn't talk about that. We get down to our seats, and the people in front of us are just covered. Their backs are just covered in midges. And then we look at the concrete right next to our seats, and it's just completely covered with them. Mm-hmm. And like you had to cover up your beer during the game. Like it was bad. Dude, it was real bad. I was like swiping them away from my face the whole time and shit.
Hopefully that is not the case tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't know, man. I live on the lake, and there's a ton of midgies over here right now. Tons.
Oh, I think it's getting to the point where it's going to be too cold for them, though.
I think you're right. I hope you're right.
Yeah.
Fucking tired of swatting my dog off every time he comes in the house.
Although I don't know, I think they kind of like the cold because I think it seemed like where the sun was last week.
Midges.
Well, it seemed like where the sun was last week, they were less bad. So I don't know. Maybe the darkness is coming, guys.
Winter is
only when you're walking to the game. When you're walking to the game and you look up at the skyline and you just see like millions of them in the air because you can see them against the building, and it is crazy.
Just hopefully they like Yankees more than they like Guardians.
Well, they did last time they were here.
Yep. Chopper Chamberlain.
Here's a question. If you want to, maybe believe in some conspiracy theories, is it a conspiracy or maybe karma that we're getting ahead as far as we are in the first year that we changed the name of the team? Do you think there might be any
ulterior? That has nothing to do with it.
You don't think so?
No.
Why not?
I think that it could be like a curse is lifted.
Yeah.
You think so?
Maybe.
It could be, dude. Don't fuck around with Native American shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean,
How do we know that this isn't this period of joy has.
So let me get this straight. So because we changed our name from the Indians to the Guardians, that means we will now win the World Series every year.
No,
forever, as long as we don't go back.
Just this year. You know what would be crazy is if the Guardians won the World Series this year, and then the Washington Commanders won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but they didn't really change their name, but they did not have a name. They were the Washington football team for a year.
That would be pretty wild.
Dude, I think that is one of the funniest thing in sports is that the Washington Redskins got rid of their name and were the Washington football team for 2 years.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't think of a name. And then they're like, all right, guys, we thought of a name. We're going to be the Commanders. And it's like, that's the dumbest fucking football name I've ever heard.
Well, there is the thing is that even when the Indians were changing their name, the process is they have to be able to have like 3 things for a sports team, right? You have to, for a baseball team, you got to have the name, you got to have the city, you have to have a logo and an initial. And the reason, we weren't the Cleveland Baseball Club was because you can't really come up with a logo for that. But the Guardians, they have a logo and they could get the rights to that name, except for from the roller derby team.
Yeah.
So the football team was going through the same shit.
Yeah.
So they just went with the Commanders. But there was a billion other names. Like, why couldn't they come up with something cool like the Rock Lobsters or the fucking,
the Wood Thrushes? Why not the Wood Thrushes?
Right.
The bird of
the Hard Peckers. Why couldn't they come up with something like that? That would be an awesome name. It doesn't seem to be that difficult.
The American Beauty Flowers. They could have been the Washington American Beauties.
Right.
That'd have been cool.
The Salamanders.
Yeah. I actually thought
blue-tailed skinks.
Even though it's not like a intimidating thing, it sounds better. I thought the Washington Senators was a decent name. Like that was like, I don't know. They have the Ottawa Senators still a hockey team?
I don't know. The Sens? I don't know. Did they move? I don't know. Maybe Ottawa does. I've stopped watching hockey a while ago. Yeah. I do enjoy still going to a game every now and then. I'll go see Cleveland play.
I stopped watching hockey. Yeah, they still are the Ottawa Senators. I stopped watching hockey when I was born. And it's
I played hockey.
No, I never really watched hockey. I did play roller hockey for a bit in Texas. And I did love the Mighty Ducks.
Dude, if you love the Mighty Ducks, you want to check out the Mighty Ducks show on Disney Plus.
I think I'm good. I saw
Mighty Ducks. Not watch that.
Yeah, I saw Mighty
Ducks. You should watch it. It's great. There's 2 seasons. They're in the 2nd season now.
If you like Mighty Ducks, you should book Bob McClure for a show and tell him to do his Mighty Ducks bit because it is.
Well, I'm co-headlining with Bob McClure December 15th to the 17th at the funnystop.com. Get your tickets at funnystop.com.
There you go.
But maybe I'll have to have him do that there then.
Yeah.
I'll have to come out for that one. December 15th through 17th?
15th to 17th.
At Funny Stop? Get your tickets where?
Stop. What's that?
Where do I get my tickets?
At funnystop.com.
At funnystop.com.
Or call the box office. And I'm sure between now and those shows, there will be some kind of code word where you'll get discounted tickets. You know,
or tell him you won tickets in that drawing.
Yeah, and Pete won't book me for Pete that was watching this. What did you say?
Tell him that you won tickets in that drawing.
Tell him that you won tickets in that whole drawing.
Oh yeah, for sure. That would work. I don't know, and I haven't gotten booked for another feature date because Pete tells me there's no dates. So I'll probably be hosting that. I don't know.
I'm gonna
I
come
think Marty Drexler's open the show.
Oh, Marty Drexler's opening the show?
Yeah, Marty just reached out to me yesterday and told me.
Marty.
So he's also now added to your field goal challenge.
All right, whatever.
Fuck we need Marty. A list.
No, Marty's a cool guy.
Marty's a nice guy.
I like Marty. We need a list of people. We need a list of names of who we're getting on here. DPM is number one.
Yeah,
number one. And
Brian Gallagher. How do we forget about Brian?
Now, whoever we get, DPM wins. I think he's way more athletic than he looks.
Brian will just stand there because he won't hear you say go.
We'll invite Teddy. Teddy Bruno can be part of it.
Just make sure he's
like 3 hours before.
Yeah, I was gonna say just make sure he's last on the list if he's if he's on it.
Yeah, Teddy. The event starts at 4. Meanwhile, the rest of you guys show up at 6. I'm like, oh hey, look, here's Teddy showing up too.
Oh man. All right. Well, I gotta get to the store soon. Do we want to do predictions?
Sure. I would like to say I'm disappointed Brian Hoyer will not be playing tomorrow.
Where's my there? Right there. Prediction.
Not showing up for some reason.
Yeah, it's not showing up.
Oh, because you did the whole you highlighted Tim Folger.
Oh, I'm not allowed to highlight.
26-23 Browns. There we go. Right here.
Sorry. Highlights people. Go ahead.
I'm going to say we lose by 2 points. I'm going to say 26-24 New England.
9-6 Browns. I'll be right eventually. I think
it's going to be a field goal day.
I hope not, because I put in a millionaire maker lineup, and I do have Amari Cooper on it, and I'm hoping he comes through for me tomorrow. Yeah, guys, I don't know. I think it's going to be a good time.
It will be fun.
I have a good day in Cleveland tomorrow.
Do what?
Gonna have a good day in Cleveland tomorrow. Oh yeah,
it's gonna be a great day.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna get to the store. Have a fun weekend, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, man. Later.
Bye, guys.
See ya. Bye.